Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Kelvin, your host. That's Rob, your co-host, and this is episode 80 of the Gaming Duo podcast. If you're new to the show, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. We are the podcast that discusses the latest gaming news each and every Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. If you want to support us, you can do so by heading on over to your favorite streaming service, Apple, Spotify, or by going on over to thegamingduopod.com and leaving us a review. Let us know how we are doing. You can also support us on social media by following us by searching for the Gaming Duo Podcast. Rob, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Very good.
Good. Okay.
How about you, man? Are you doing okay?
I'm doing good. I was coughing a lot before we started the show, so I don't know what was going on there, but I'm good now. You know what I mean? I got my coffee. I'm ready to talk about games. And yeah, I'm doing splendid.
We're talking about drinks here. I got a cool drink for you. Ready?
Okay, what you got?
I went to Montreal last week. I went last week, and I went to a Japanese bodega, and there's this. I don't know what it is. It says it's cider flavored. I think it's soda, but it is a Vegeta.
Oh, that's you showed
from
me
Dragon Ball Z. Yeah.
Have you tried it yet?
I have not tried it. I'm about to try it on the podcast right now. So,
all right,
I'll
do it up.
Let you guys know how the Ocean Bomb. You can see the text on there.
It's called Ocean Bomb.
Ocean Bomb, yeah. So I'm gonna get some full effect here.
You guys will get the best experience if you follow us on YouTube and just watch the actual podcast.
Here you go. Moment of truth.
You have to slurp, man. You got to do the slurp.
That's really good.
Is it?
That is delicious. It's definitely like soda, but it tastes like candy. But like not in a bad way. I never actually tasted anything like this before. This is weird.
What does it taste like? What is it is there a certain flavor to it?
It's closer to a soda. I would say it's a less carbonated soda.
What's the closest soda you can relate it to?
Maybe if there was an apple soda, this would it taste like, but in a good way, as best I can describe it. Again, it's a Japanese type flavor, so we don't have anything like it.
Would you think it's closer to seltzer?
No, it's more soda
instead of water. Okay.
It's more soda. Yeah, and there's two other flavors that I have. I have the Goku one, which is an orange flavor, so I imagine it's just going to taste like orange soda.
Okay.
And I have a Gohan.
I'm surprised that one doesn't taste like pineapple. You know what I mean?
Why would it be pineapple? Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cider. I don't. Oh, yeah, me too.
Oh, cider. Okay.
And I have a Gohan one, which I think I'm going to actually open on KIBI's stream tomorrow. So, guys,
speaking of that,
yeah.
Before we start the show, if you're listening to this the day that it comes out, July 22nd, on a Friday, you'll have double the Gaming Duo, because not only does episode 80 release, as you know, you guys obviously know you're listening to this right now, we're also going to be on Samurai Kibiji's 12-hour stream happening Friday now, probably depending on what time you're listening to this, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. specific time. Stop by Kibiji's stream for huge reveals, special guests such as ourselves, some QA. Is he doing trivia? Is he doing Jeopardy? Who knows? We don't even know. But what we do know is that you can catch us on his jam-packed KIBIJI Day 12-hour stream at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. Head on over to youtube.com/samuraikibiji.com, SAMURAIKIBIJI.
I'm going to post the link in the description below.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
You guys.
But if you're driving, you know what I mean, and you're listening to this and you want to actually like pick up your phone while you're driving and try to get onto don't do that. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. So that's super exciting, and I'm happy that he invited us, and I'm super stoked for that. Obviously, it's weird because we're recording before Friday, but you know what it is.
We'll be on the show today. We'll be on the show today. We'll be see us go. Just go to KIBI Day. It's
KIBIJI Day. It's KIBIJI Day.
So I'm excited.
What you got for me?
That's really all I got. I mean, happy
Okay.
to be back into the country from Canada.
Cool.
We have another friend, Binge-Worthy Gaming. He's also from Canada.
Yes,
and
I heard he's Canadian. Yep.
Yeah, go follow him, bingeworthygaming.com. He's another homie. And yeah, I think we should get into some news, right? I think
we should.
Yeah,
So let's get into the news roundup of the week. News number 1. Microsoft opens up Microsoft one-ups. I already fucked up. All right, let's start that over. News number 1. Microsoft one-ups Sony Discord voice update coming to Xbox. So on Wednesday, Xbox insiders had the opportunity to use a Discord voice chat feature for their consoles. The update will roll out for the next several months for other Xbox owners. But right now, if you're an Xbox insider, you're able to actually use this Discord voice chat feature. The Discord voice chat feature will allow users to transfer their voice call from the app, whether it's from the desktop, mobile, directly to the console. And obviously, Rob is showing that right now. If you are a viewer right now, it's basically showing how it looks like on a desktop format or on a mobile format. You can see it on your phone, which is pretty cool. Currently, there is no support for text chat. You can't directly join Discord calls from the Xbox, and there is no dedicated Discord app on the console. So it's kind of like transferring your call from Discord onto essentially your Xbox, and then from there you're able to talk to people. So, Rob, Microsoft got the one up. What do you think about this?
I mean, we knew this was coming, right? We knew that Microsoft was kind of in the works with this. We actually did a video on this. I think I want to say it's like episode 8 of the gaming.
Actually, episode 11.
Episode 11 of the Project Tech Gaming Podcast, which is our previous name before. Yep. And there was talks about Microsoft actually purchasing Discord. But now it doesn't look like they purchased them. They just went through a partnership, and we now have the ability to use Discord on Xbox, which is, I mean, everyone's got to get on it, right? And Sony should really take note. I mean, that's the biggest thing, right? Is Sony needs to be like, people, this is what people want. Xbox already has it. So this is just another added service that Xbox is bringing to their repertoire. Yeah, man. What do you think of this as far as Xbox having this and Sony not getting this yet?
I'm so divided with this because obviously it's a fantastic feature. It's also like a very like wanted, requested feature that not only like Xbox, but I'm sure like Sony users would want as well. But my thing is, it's like it's taking one step forward, two step back, right? Where you're implementing this feature that so many people want. But then it's like, okay, but now you have to go through these hoops in order for you to actually use this. And it's not as intuitive. It's not as like implemented into the system as much as I would want it to be. Right. And that's where I kind of think that Sony is getting the one up on them in a sense, because I thought initially, right, when we first heard about this, we heard Microsoft purchasing Discord way back in episode 11 for like $10 billion or something like that. Right.
Right.
That obviously wasn't the case. Instead, Sony was the one that openly announced that they were investing and they were partnering with Discord to have a chat feature on their PS5. Earlier this year, we got that information. It was actually just a feature so that your Discord friends can see what games you're playing on PS5, right? So cool nonetheless, but that's not exactly what we wanted.
No.
And I think what Sony is trying to do or will be implementing at some point is exactly what I just said, having Discord kind of weaving into the operating system of PlayStation 5. So I think it's going to be a little bit more user friendly in that sense, because right now, from what we're reading, the Xbox app feature for Discord is a little cumbersome, right? You have to go
it's not an actual app. It's not
exactly.
It's not a standalone app. It's not like a program you go on your computer or on your phone. It's not a dedicated app, which that's kind of what Discord needs to be. That's how it runs so well, is because it's a separate thing from the actual console, which
exactly
I think they
it goes both ways. Like, this is great, but could they have gone the extra mile to actually kind of weave this into the OS? I think they could have, but maybe that's why Sony has partnered with Discord and has some type of partnership, because that's what they're doing with Sony's console. That's what they're doing with the PS5. Meanwhile, I think what they're trying to do is Discord's like, all right, well, although we have a partnership with Sony, we're also releasing this with Xbox. Let's make something so that Microsoft or Xbox users are able to use this feature, but the bread and butter is going to be Sony, because we have this partnership. They've invested this money with us, so let's see what we can do and actually put in the time. And that's going to take time, right? That's going to take a lot more time than doing what they're doing with Microsoft. So that's my guess. I'm hoping that's the case, because we've been talking about this for a while, where I want this feature to be implemented in Sony's ecosystem. So we'll see.
Yeah, I really think like you said, they could have went the extra mile for it. It kind of reminds me of like Nintendo's audio app. Again, a lot more
Right.
sophisticated.
You're right.
You have the ability to do it, but it's there's a lot it's a hurdle to actually
Yeah.
do it. It's not like I'm going to Xbox, there's the Discord app, I'm logging into Discord app, talking to my friends. Now I gotta go through my phone, transfer the call over to my Xbox. Like
Mhm.
that's the point of Discord, is to make it easy for people to connect. And now that I have to like go through all these steps to kind of do it, like it's, don't get me wrong, it's nice to have the ability to actually even do it in the first place. Like I don't want to be, beggars can't be choosers, but at the same time, it's like this is not really how we envisioned it, you
Right.
know? Um, so that's my 2 cents about the whole thing. Again, I think Sony's gonna take note. Like this is, we don't want this. We just want to be able to just log in Discord. That's it. That's all we want. Just being
Mhm.
able to talk to my friends on. Again, these consoles are now more like PCs than ever, right? Like the
Right.
Xbox Series X and the PS5. Again, they're like they're hair away from actually being a full fledged PC.
Mhm. Mhm.
So why can't we just integrate OS so it kind of acts more like a PC?
Do you agree with what my point might be, where Sony is getting the better bang for their buck, I guess, because they did invest, and maybe Discord is actually doing an actual app service on PS5 rather than what they did with Xbox, or do you disagree with that?
I agree with that. I think that's a good assumption to make, that they're taking the route that the gamers want, but they actually want an integrated app within PlayStation's OS versus
Mhm.
what Xbox did. So
Sure.
yeah, regardless if you're an Xbox fan, this is good
Still
news.
good news.
It's still good
Right.
news for you,
Yeah.
right? It's not like you have to pay anything. It's free. It's like a just added service at this point.
Yeah.
You know,
So we know that Sony's going to get this at some point, right? When do you think that's going to happen? Do you think it's going to happen this year? Do you think it's going to happen next year? Like, where's your take on that?
I think it's going to happen next year. I think they have a
Yeah, I
lot
agree.
coming on, like especially with like God of War coming out in November.
Hmm.
Everyone's going to kind of like be hush hush. Like they're going to get sales from that automatically. You're going to see a ton of people wanting to get their PS5 for God of War. Ragnarok. Speaking of that, I actually last night bought the collector's edition for God of War Ragnarok,
Nice.
and I'm pretty excited about that. I'm like, I've always been a God of War fan. I've never been like a huge God of War fan, but this collector's edition was just so cool that I was
This
just like, you know
got you,
what?
huh?
It
Like
got
you
me.
actually
It
got
got
really
me.
excited for it.
Yeah.
That's
So
nice.
soon you'll be able to see the hammer displayed
Mhm.
in the background here at one point. But
Nice.
that's what I'm saying. It's like Sony knows what they have in their back pocket with God of War. They
Mhm.
know that people are coming in, so they don't really need to hurry this up because they know that they're going to get sales from that. Um,
Well, do you think it has anything to do with sales? Like, I don't think this is a sales thing for them. I think this is just like a convenience for those that have the system. You know what I mean?
it's a reason to get the system, though, right? Like it's excitement, it's talk, it's
Mm,
generating hype for the system. When you have a game that's already doing that for you, you don't really need to do something on the side to be like to generate that hype because you already got that hype going for you. So it's like
right.
there's no rush at that point.
So what does this mean, Rob? Like we're starting to see the flourishing of Discord kind of weaving its way into consoles now. What does that mean for consoles in general? What does that mean for Xbox? Like now that they have the upper hand right now with having this service, does that mean that like in-game chats are like a thing in the past now? Do you think that
In game chat, because we have a segment called in game
yeah,
chat.
but
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what
We're
I
gonna
mean,
call it
like
Discord chat, so we're gonna change
Discord
it to
chats. Yeah, yeah, I get it. But
yeah.
like, do you think that's like changing now? Like, what do you think is going to be the future? Is this going to be Discord of the future?
So the way I like to think about it is look at your car, right? You have all the cars now have the touch screens and they have their own infotainment or their own OS. Like Toyota has its own OS, Subaru has its own Toyota OS, all this stuff, right? And what's happening is you have Apple CarPlay,
Hmm.
right? And that's the same for the most part across all of the cars. When you plug in your Apple CarPlay, it acts the same and you know how to use it. I think Discord is kind of like that for gamers in a sense because that's just what's best out right now as far as
Hmm.
like for example like conferencing, like video conferencing. Zoom comes to mind, like that's like number one that people use, right? And that's just comfortability. That's like the gold standard right now. So Discord right now is kind of becoming that gold standard for the communication.
Hmm.
And I mean, like I said, Xbox and Sony can have like their own in-game chat or their party system, but will it ever be as robust and great as Discord is? Probably not.
Right.
So
Which is why they're investing in this now, right?
Right, exactly. I think they should just be like, hey, you know what? You did your best with it. You tried your best, but why wouldn't you just adopt the thing that people love to use? And Discord is the only thing that's going to suck about Discord, though, is if it gets too big for like what ends up happening with a lot of these companies is they get too big and then they fuck up, right? They do something where everyone gets pissed off and now they're not the service anymore to use. So it's all up to Discord at this point, like how, because now they're doing Discord for business, right. So I just hope Discord understands like it is the biggest like communication software is right now, and everyone wants to use it. I wouldn't be surprised if at one point on your phone when you go to call people, you just use your Discord, right? To just like call. You don't even go to your like phone app. You go to Discord app to call
I see
people.
what you're saying. Yeah. Hey man, I can see that for sure. That's something that can definitely happen. The way that Discord is kind of overtaking right now, I think it's. I mean, I'm all for it. I think it's great. It's a great service. You know, I can definitely see this being the thing that people use now. I don't know if it's gonna kind of bleed into next generation. Like I'm talking about future right now, right? So like next generation, like PS6 and Xbox, whatever.
PS6.
You know, I don't.
What are you gonna name the new Xbox? Xbox X2.
I don't know, man.
Xbox 11. I would be. Better.
I like their prototype names, like Xbox Infinity or something. They
Scarlet.
One. Scarlet was another one. Yep, Scarlet for this one. I think those are cool. Like the Scarlet sounded cool. You know what I mean?
Oh, speaking of PS5 and Xbox, our friend Sticky Rider, aka Caleb, he just got a PS5. So congrats to you, man! You finally got one. Yeah,
congrats. That's awesome. Can't wait to play a bunch of. He's, you know what? It's great for him.
Come at the best time. Come at the best time.
Yeah, because he has no experience for Sony, so he's gonna get a ton of games. He's a candidate for the Last of Us remake. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Never played it. So
never played it.
100%. And if you guys want to listen more about Last of Us Remake, listen to our last episode where we talk about the Last of Us Remake. We're going to deep dive on that shit.
Yep. And speaking of KIBI, he was on our last episode, so check that out. And make sure you follow, subscribe, and check his content out because he does phenomenal content on YouTube. All right, news number 2 though. This is a fun. This
is a good one.
All about me right now. You know what I mean?
That's all.
This is hands on with Valve's Steam Deck. My impressions right now, because I did get it first. Rob, did you get anything today? Any email?
I'm gonna check right now just to make sure, but I'm still waiting on
Suspense.
that email from Steam. And let's see.
All right.
No, I don't have it yet.
Just nothing. Okay.
Nothing. No email yet.
You still have time.
But you have it. You got the email. And yeah, just walk us through it, man. The floor is yours. You got the premium, whatever the last version is, like the premium version, right?
Correct. Yes. I went the extra mile and paid for the 512 gigabyte one, which also comes with like the premium case and also comes with the it's like the IPS screen rather than like the
you get the anti-glare glass.
Anti-glare. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put this up here so visual listeners can see exactly what we're talking about here, and I'll try to describe everything that I'm doing as for audio listeners. So doesn't look great here, but we'll make do with it. So let's see. All right, this is right. Perfect. All right. So what you're seeing here is just the premium case, right? So this comes with the premium case. It is a pretty pretty hard case, which is nice. It definitely keeps.
Oh wow, it is hefty. Now
it's hefty, bro. It's really hefty. It's pretty thick.
So
go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say like I'm looking at it because this is my first time actually seeing this case.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It has like actual indents for the Steam Deck. So
if I open it, this is what it comes with, a little cleaning utensil here, which is cool to clean your screen.
Yep.
Little cloth, and it has the little little indents for your Steam Deck, so it can be. So there's only like one way to put your Steam Deck in this. You know what I mean? But nice little grooves here for your analogs. Sorry, I'm doing a terrible job at showing the case itself. It's kind of big. That's another thing. This is pretty huge. Maybe if I pull back a little bit, you know what I mean?
There you go. Much better.
So, yeah, pretty cool. I like that it's sturdy. The real cool thing about this case, the back here has a little pocket for your charger. So,
which you're going to need quite a bit.
Which obviously you need. So it is very perfect for traveling. So definitely like a good travel case. And so you have like your little pouch here for your charger. and here is your charger, which is cool.
USB-C.
Yes, USB-C. Yep, USB-C.
Okay. And then what's interesting is when you're opening this right now in front of us or showing us this case, there is a little indent in the back of the case to put the charger
in
the
band.
Yeah. But there's no indent in the back though, like where
it is. Yeah, it's an indent in the back. So
okay.
Let me see if I can pull it out. It's a slight indent in the back. I don't know if you can see the groove there.
Right. So it makes the case more flush.
Yeah, and it sleeps here basically. You know, it lives right here. So it looks kind of awkward, obviously, because it has the charger in it. But when you take it out, it just has the pouch there, and you don't even notice it. So perfect, beautiful case. The first thing I will say about the Steam Deck is the presentation. When you open it out of the box, you see this puppy right here. You see the case. It looks gorgeous. You open it up, and then the Steam Deck is sleeping silently inside, looking ever so sexy, you know.
And if you don't mind, I'm gonna like interrupt you a little bit to just like kind of like whatever. Like this is my first time really seeing it in person, right? Mm-hmm. What I like about that case with the indents is they have the indents for the analog sticks, so it will help with preventing the drifting, right? Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times I feel like with cases, if they don't have that indent and like the joystick can be like over to the left while it's in your bag, and it's getting pushed up against something, so you're more prone to that. Whereas this case, a premium case, it just goes right into the slide and won't move. So that's a nice feature that I like already off of that.
Right. So the first thing off the bat, quality wise, as far as like packaging, looks great. It looks premium. It looks like, wow, I bought this expensive thing, you know, this expensive gadget. And so, sorry, my voice is really off today. And so opening it up, you get this beautiful beast here. You open it up. You can't do anything with it because it requires you to charge it first. It's not like it's it's like it even tells you, it has like a slip on it. It says you need to charge this first. Basically, you can't just turn it on and it's like half battery.
It's not like most electronics, like an Apple
right. Apple, I think what it activates it when you charge the battery, which is kind of cool. So first thought, it's pretty hefty, way heftier than, let's say, a Switch per se, right? Okay. Switch is about half of this. Like if you think of a Switch, it's probably like the size of like where the triggers start. Okay. So it's a decent size, monster here. If I turn this baby on, you'll notice that it makes a cool little noise, but it just takes you right straight to the interface, and right there you have all your games, all the stuff that you would want to play, and you can just kind of see kind of see all the games that I have downloaded, and I can just kind of start playing whenever I want. The buttons are phenomenal so far. I like how it feels, especially in my hands. Like if I hold it, I have decent sized hands, so holding it feels great. The buttons, like the L2 and R2 triggers, feel great. They don't feel like they're cheap or anything. They have like this trigger look to them, which is cool, just like, your console controllers. The only thing I will say, and I talked to you about this outside of the episode, but these buttons here, the A, X, B, Y buttons here, they feel a little weird. They feel a little cheap in a sense.
They feel cheap. They're very clicky. They're very like.
If you can hear it if you can, but you can kind of hear it when I'm like moving it around. That you don't do that. Like if you hear it on if I move the Xbox controller, right? These feel way more sturdier. These feel great. Whereas these for the
like
Steam
moving around,
Deck, they just move around. They don't feel like they're sitting in place as nicely. Everything else fine. The
analog sticks.
Thank you. They feel great. The touchpads here. The
explain those. Go into detail about the touchpads.
These are cool. These you can click on them. Sorry, the little lighting is kind of off here, but you can click on them, and then that's also like a way to
just a click
navigate. There's a bunch of ways to navigate this thing. You can use your analog sticks. You can use your dual pad here, and also the little touchpads here. So I'm just clicking on it right now.
Is it touchscreen?
It is. Yeah.
So you can also navigate with.
So you can also touchscreen. Certain games obviously allow you to do the touchscreen thing, but everything else is pretty much good. I don't understand quite how these work per se. Like there's times where if there's
the trackpads.
The trackpads. If there's some text going on the screen, you can use it like a regular like phone and just kind of scroll using it. Sometimes it does. Like right now, it doesn't do that. You know what I mean?
I would imagine when you go into the what is it? The OS, the other OS, the Linux OS, right? To go in there,
which I haven't tried that.
Yeah, which it's probably what you would use it. You would actually use it as a mouse, right? So
Right.
when you're not in the Steam Deck OS with Steam OS, right,
Mm-hmm.
you're in the other mode, and that'll allow you to go and use it like a regular trackpad, basically.
Exactly. Yep. If I click on, so there's a lot of buttons per se, but a lot of easy buttons to understand. Like this one here is your Steam button. If you click on that, it kind of pulls something to the side here where you can see. It's really hard to do this like on the opposite side, but you're scrolling through. It says home. It has your library, your store. So there's a bunch of things that you can check.
Friends list is on there too. Really
Friends
easy to
list. Yep. And it's very simple, very intuitive. Like it doesn't take much to really understand how the OS works, which is nice. It's not clunky or anything like that. So I like that. Game wise, right? I've played a few games on this. I've played Multiverse. That was the first game I played because we got the beta of the same name. Yep. So the Multiverse game, it is not compatible with Steam Deck. It's not. It doesn't have the verification, but it's unknown, I guess. So it's one of those in the middle bracket where it's not sure if it can come.
Do you think it's because it's a beta? That's why.
Most likely. Okay. So I tried it out. It worked perfectly fine. So I'm assuming at some point when the game does release out, it'll probably be verified for Steam Deck. So it worked fine. I tried Apex. Apex was phenomenal playing this, which was perfectly weird. It worked perfectly fine. And I want to try. I haven't tried, but I want to try Sekiro. Sekiro is going to probably be a game that I complete finally on the Steam Deck because it is an easy go-to console to just kind of sit back, relax, and then play the game.
So I guess my question for you is, having this thing for what, a day or two you've had this thing for, does it feel like you're a mini PC in the palm of your hand, or does it feel more towards like Switch area where it feels more handheld? Like, where is a sweet spot for this thing?
In my opinion, I haven't really dabbled with all the bells and whistles that this has, but to me, it's more on the spectrum of a Switch, of a handheld console, only because I don't know the Linux side of things, like you were talking about earlier. I don't really know how that would work. I haven't tried playing, like if I wanted to play Xbox Game Pass, I haven't tried doing that on this.
Right.
And I haven't even tried doing like I know you can remote play from your PC onto the Steam Deck, which is cool.
Steam Link, right?
Steam Link, correct. So that's something that you can do, and I haven't tried that out yet. So there's still a lot of questions that I have myself. But as of right now, if it's in the spectrum, in my opinion, of just a console, the hard part is it's like, okay, now I have the Steam Deck, now I have a Switch. What games do I want, and where do I play them? Because now we're kind of getting into the spectrum of, okay, we have Persona coming out in October, Persona 5 Royal. Do I play that on my Switch? Do I play that on my Steam Deck? Should I buy that on a Nintendo, or should I buy that on
well,
Steam
I think
Deck?
that's an easy question, because the Nintendo first party titles, obviously you're playing it on your Switch, right? There's no replacement for that. But on this thing, I think if you're just playing a different game on PC, this is like a nice thing to be like, I'm going to take that game I was playing on PC and take it on the go with me.
Right.
Which I think this is the sweet spot for that. I think if you're a PC gamer and you want something on the go and you're not really interested in the first party Nintendo titles, this is probably the way to go. Again, it is expensive. I think it starts at like $400 or $500 for the entry point. So it is a little more expensive than a Switch. But it obviously can do more than the Switch. You can do a lot more than the Switch can. But the games, again, will probably get outdated a lot quicker than a way on the Switch, because there's so many other different games, and it's only optimized. Nintendo games are optimized for the Switch, where this is kind of like more of a mixed bag with that stuff, which is my only concern about the Steam Deck, because it is following more of that PC. And how quickly will this thing get updated? Like, when you're going to buy a Steam Deck 2? Like, is that going to be 3 years, 4 years?
I don't think
5
that's
years
something that's going to happen. I mean, off the bat, you have to update this thing. I don't think that's going to be there. I think the long-term goal is to keep this as the Steam Deck, like the product that you use to play your PC games on the go. I don't think they're going to try to do another iteration. It just doesn't seem like they put in that much investment on this to then remake another model of this. I will say the battery life, although it's not great, it's not terrible either. Playing Multiverse, playing Apex for quite some time, I didn't really dabble into how much I played, but it was probably like 4 hours total. I want to say, because I did play a hefty amount last
Mm-hmm,
night.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I only had to charge it once since I got it, and I got it like 2 days ago. It was like
Okay, so
20%.
better than I would expect for me.
Yeah, and it's cool because you can actually like kind of like your PC. So if I click here, you'll see it's at 90% right now, and then you can kind of dabble with some of the specs if you want to or like kind of
Increase your
better
battery life.
battery life. Exactly. So
Right.
you can reduce the screen brightness, or you can reduce like any graphical fidelities that you want to do, and just kind of reduce the graphical fidelity to like instead of 1280 you do it like 720
Right.
for most of your games, so that helps with the battery. So again, that part is like PC. That part is very like PC and esque. So that I like. That's pretty cool, and you can really dabble with this and get into a lot of like detail.
So I guess in short, let's start off like pros about this thing. Like if you had to say 3 pros about the Steam Deck, like right from the jump when you were your short time with it so far, what are the 3 pros that instantly wowed you or like you love about it?
3 pros, I think obviously that the fact that you're able to take this on the go and have your whole PC like Steam library
there,
is
yeah.
amazing, and it just shows how far we've gone with technology. Like who would have thought this could be something that you can do like 10 years ago,
Right. Like I'm literally looking your screen out and you have Resident Evil Village on there. Like you can
Right.
literally play Resident Evil Village handheld.
Exactly.
So
and the fact that you can still share your games with your partner, with your friend, whoever you have connected to, like your family plan or whatever it's called, family sharing, that is amazing. That is great. So it's just so easy to use. Like I can't stress that enough. I personally the A B Y X buttons here, for some reason I just never like. I think I just still have like the square, triangle, X with the PlayStation embedded in my brain since like as a child, that these kind of get me messed up sometimes. But overall, you kind of pass through that, and it is a very like well made handheld.
okay.
The fact that you're able to remote play, which I haven't tried, like I said, but the fact that I can, I don't have to download anything on this if I didn't want to. I don't have to waste.
So all the games
space.
you have on there right now, you downloaded onto it.
Yes, I did. Yep, I downloaded Sekiro, and I downloaded Apex, and I downloaded Multiversus. But I didn't have to. I could have just turned on my PC, turned on Steam, and then just remote played it, and Steam linked it.
Okay.
And then I can just go upstairs and literally I can remote play it or Steam link it without taking any space on my Steam Deck.
Gotcha.
So that's pretty cool.
As far as like what don't you like about this thing so far? I mean, you spent, how much is it? $600, $700?
It was like in the 600s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm still kind of getting used to how big it is, because it is still pretty hefty.
It literally reminds me of a Neo Geo. I'm not gonna lie. Like looking at it, it reminds me of like a sleeker elite Neo Geo.
Yeah, it's just it's big, but it feels comfortable. Don't get it wrong. Like I'm looking at this, I'm like, holy crap, this is huge. But and it's like a 7-inch screen, 7-inch monitor, 7-inch screen.
Yeah.
And so it feels like it is big in your hands, but it feels good. It feels comfortable. I don't feel like I'm like going to like get cramps like in like 5-10 minutes. Right. But I think that's the struggle that I'm dealing with right now, is just how big it is.
Are the buttons better quality than say on a Switch, like on Joy-Cons, or same? They feel the same.
They're better. They're better.
Better. Okay.
Yeah. Again, just the XYBA. I don't know what's the proper name of that. XYAB or ABXY. Like what? I don't know. You know what I mean?
ABXY.
What's it?
ABXY.
ABXY. Thank you.
Yeah.
That is that's a little weird for some reason. It just feels not as.
I'm sorry. Not everything's gonna be square, X, circle, triangle. It's just that.
Well, I'm just saying quality wise, it just feels not as great as for some reason as the other buttons. Maybe it's just mine. Maybe it's just my Steam Deck that just feels that way, but it just feels very loose.
Okay. I mean, that's one thing that you're kind of like worry about, like, not to say it's a con, but like, is there anything off the jump that you're like, you don't like about this thing? You're like, I thought this would be better. Is there anything you see right now that is kind of a con, or no, you have no cons about this thing?
Con wise, it I did notice playing the game, playing Multiversus, it did feel a little warm on the top here. So you
Okay,
can
the
see there's a
fence.
vent on the back here and on the top.
Okay,
This right here felt very warm to the touch when I was
okay,
playing.
that's where the ventilation
I
is
could
in
hear
here.
the fan. It wasn't loud per se, but I can definitely hear the fan. So I don't know how much that bugs people or not, but that's that's just something to take into consideration. It wasn't annoying to me. I didn't feel like it was like really loud, like a PS4, for example, but definitely heard the noise of the fan when when I
Gotcha,
was
when
on
it was
the
like kicking
match.
into overdrive, basically.
Yeah, yeah. But other than that, man, I think this is a really well made piece of technology. I think if you have the money, if you have the time to spend, I think you should do it up, because this is going to be something that you use for a while, especially if you're a PC gamer and you have a library on your Steam. It's going to be something that you use for quite some time.
And like I said, I'm still waiting for mine. I'm looking at this thing, and I'm intrigued by it. It looks like something that we haven't experienced it. Like, we have a little bit of it in the Nintendo Switch, but the Nintendo Switch is it's its own thing. You can't really categorize that with this as the same thing, because
Right.
you can literally play anything you want minus first party titles for the most part
Right.
on this thing. I'm just gonna post up here for our visual listeners. This is the pricing for the Steam Deck. You can go log in your Steam and get a reservation. Let's talk about that process too.
Oh yeah,
With the
let's do
reservation.
that.
So with Xbox Series X and PS5, when they first came out, it was extremely difficult to get them, because the way that they did the release for it, essentially you just went to the big retailer and
Right.
you had to refresh the website a million times and see where. With the Steam Deck, you had just you literally reserved your copy, in a sense, like an invite, and you just wait for your email to come through. There's no refreshing the screen. And I mean, I haven't gone through the whole thing yet because I haven't gotten it, but like, you got it. So like, did you
Stress
love
free.
the way you did it? Like, did you?
Stress free, man. Like I'm telling you, it is a breath of fresh air just thinking like, okay, because like you said, we were talking to Caleb and he was like stressing out because he got an invite to PlayStation's website to pre-order the PS5, right?
Right.
But it sent him into this queue where he had to still essentially wait. And I mean, I don't think he had to refresh his page all the time, but it was just another step, kind of like if you're buying tickets to Comic-Con, right? And you have to go into this queue process. It's just a pain in the butt, right? Steam Deck, or Valve, I should say, made it so easy that you go onto this website. You see the website here for viewers, and you click on which one you want. You do you follow the steps to purchase it. It tells you a window of when you'll be able to receive this, and you'll get an email, and that's it. When you
That's it.
get that
And then,
email, you just buy it, and you'll just wait for the concert. There's no like stress about it whatsoever.
yeah. And I'm gonna say, as a consumer, if you were to get one of these, I would stay away probably from the 399 model. I would splurge for the 529, just
Yeah.
because that 64 gig eMMCC, it's just not worth it. It's just going to be
Mhm.
slow. You're not going to put anything on it. You're going to be more frustrated with it than anything. I think that the sweet spot is the 529, which is the middle one here. You
Right.
get 256 gigs of SSD.
Mhm.
I think that's for you to fully enjoy the Steam Deck. That's where you need to be, because if you buy the $400 one, I feel like you're going to be wanting more out of it.
And both of those tiers, the 529 and 649, they have the SSD drive, which is what you want essentially.
Right,
Because the
exactly.
399 does not have the SSD drive, so you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot if you don't kind of go the extra mile. And I will say too, I forgot to say that there is a micro SD insert, so you can upgrade your your storage as well if you want to. So that's also, you can buy the 529 and then upgrade later in the future, and then you'll be all set.
Yeah. So thanks, man, for giving us a deep dive. We'll have to come back to when I get mine.
I want to hear your
more.
thoughts. Yeah, for sure. So we'll
Yeah.
probably do this again, just like your take.
Right.
Real quick before we end this part, like I was telling you about the touchpads here. So this is a part here when you have your keyboard on, you see how it's kind of like a touchpad here,
I
and you're
see.
able to just kind of move freely wherever you want. I wouldn't obviously recommend doing this because it's harder to do, but I can just tap it and kind of type what I want. Mess it up, but
This is
you
gonna
know
be
what I mean.
dangerous because I already saw you had the Steam store up there, and it's just
Right.
like you're gonna be like on your couch, be like, "Oh, I wonder what this game is gonna play like," and you just play it right there,
Yeah.
just buy it and play it.
Well, that's the thing. That's the beauty of it. I feel like,
Yeah, for sure. We'll have to talk more about the docking when it comes. I know the dock is delayed. I know you can actually make this thing
Right.
into a full PC, which
Right.
we'll have to play around more once the dock becomes available and able to attach a keyboard and mouse to this thing and see how it actually works as a PC.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned for that once we have more details and we're actually get our hands on the dock. But it seems like you're pretty happy with this thing, man. This is everything you wanted. I still have to wait for mine, and I'll let you know what my thoughts when I get it. So
I can't wait, man. I'm more intrigued of how you're gonna experience it because you're more PC on the PC side than I am. And I think is this like I'm more interested in how this is gonna change, or if it's gonna change it at all. Like how is it gonna change your PC experience?
quick question before we get off of this, man. Discord.
Mm,
Can you install Discord onto this
that's a
thing
good
and
question. I don't
talk
know.
to Steam? And like, can you install Discord through the Steam OS or no? Like, that's a big drawing point or selling point for me. It's like, am I not going to be able to like easily go on Discord and play via the Steam OS, or going to have to go into
Right.
Linux and go in there and play it or something like that?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know
Okay.
the answer to that, but I will find out and see. Hopefully that's the case because that would be huge for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. If you guys let us know in the comments below, on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever, like, are you going to get the Steam Deck? Are you excited for it? What questions you have about it? Yeah.
I'm quickly just looking online. It's saying how to install Discord on Steam Deck. So there's a
It seems
way.
like-
Apparently, there's
Okay.
a way somehow. So, yeah. So I'm super excited for you to try it out when you do. So we'll stay tuned for that. But let's get away from the news section here. We're done.
That's
this
it.
is a slow
Did it.
news week, but
That's
you know
okay.
what?
We had fun.
This is going to be the entry point here because we are going to talk about games. So let's go into in-game chat. Rob, this is a simple one. There's no difficult questions. There's no like what ifs. I'm not gonna throw you a Hideo Kojima question. I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm not gonna do no industry talks. This is just purely games. I just want to talk to you, like mano to mano. More specifically, what games are you playing? I just want to see where you're at with like your library, where I'm at with my library, and because I know I've been playing a lot of games lately, and I've been like on the peak of playing games at the moment. So I just want to talk about my experiences, but I also want to hear yours. So I want to start you off with what games have you been playing?
So right now I played a little bit of League of Legends. I played a lot of Teamfight Tactics, which is like the auto battler version of it. Like if I'm in bed, I usually get my iPad and I just play that game because it's just like super easy to play. I also been playing Multiversus with you, having a lot of fun with that.
Mm.
And Stray, I just picked up Stray. So again, it's that internal struggle of there's so many games to play, and it's kind of hard to stick to one. I know you're having an issue with that right now because I think you're in the same boat right now, especially now that you have your Steam Deck.
Right. It just opened up a whole category.
Exactly. So like I know you try to play a little bit Stray, try to play Multiverses, but you're like playing your Multiverses on your PC, and then you're playing on your PS5, but then you're also going upstairs to play on your Steam Deck.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a lot. But what a time to be alive. You know what I mean?
Right.
The fact that I can do all that, it says a lot. Let's go one by one. So League of Legends, you know that I'm not a huge League of Legends fan, but I respect it. I respect the MOBA space. What about League of Legends right now that is keeping you involved and just in the atmosphere or in the ecosystem?
I don't know. It's just a fun. I think what it is I have a good support group for that game. Like a lot of my buddies, I have one buddy specifically that he was like super good at that game.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's almost like a coach, and he understands the game and knows how to play. And he's not like telling you like, oh, you suck when you're like playing the game and stuff like that. He's like actually trying to teach you.
He
how
probably
to play
thinks
the
that in
game.
his head, but he's not.
Right? Yeah, I don't have to feel like this guy fucking.
Yeah, like it's been
shit.
how long? Like fucking 3 years, and Rob still
right. Exactly. Like and to be fair, I haven't really played the game that much in retrospect. Like I pick it up in flow.
Pick it
like,
up here and there.
Exactly. But I think if I actually dedicated a ton of time and just sat down and just like played it like nonstop, I
Mhm.
think I'd get somewhere. But yeah, again, I think I do it a lot because it's a lot of fun with your friends. It's a tactical. You have, the goal is to work as a team to beat the enemy team. Basically, it's not necessarily all about kills, which I like, and it's like a nice breather from those kind of games where it's like you just got to focus on the kills and that's it.
Right, right.
Um, yeah, I try to get you into the game, but Kelvin, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, he's just not into MOBAs. He just
I can't.
can't
I
do it.
can't
He
do
can't
it, man. There's something about him. I think the closest I've gotten to a mobile game was the Pokemon one. You know,
Oh well, that's like
but
baby's
that's like
first
baby.
MOBA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's why I got into it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't do it for me. And I know you text me here and there. You're like, my goal for this summer or my goal for this year is to try to get you into League of Legends, which I respect it. I will try it again. I will say that I will try it again. I will download it again and
Oh,
give it a shot.
all right. Well,
I cannot
we should
promise you that I'm going to stay around though.
we won't stream it because it'll be a little embarrassing. Because
Yeah, let's not do that. But we will
well,
stream Multiversus. Speaking of Multiversus, Rob,
yes,
we
talk about
both
that.
played it.
Yes.
What? So for more insight, we've played the alpha. We're like the founders of this game. You know what I mean? We were in it since
We're
day
the founders.
one.
Yeah.
We got into the alpha, and now we're into the beta. What do you think of the game so far? Has it changed since the alpha? Is this something that you're going to see playing long term when this game actually eventually does come out? What do you think?
So when I first picked it up, I didn't really notice a ton of difference from the alpha. It kind of seemed more or less the same. But what they did change up was kind of like the store and how you like buy stuff and the battle pass type thing. I think that they did a really good job with that, with the challenges and stuff like that. Like the whole UI of it, I think they spruced it up quite a bit. The thing about this game is I think people are comparing it to Super Smash Brothers, right? I haven't had one buddy I was talking to today. He's like, yeah, the new Super Smash Brothers type game. I was like, it's not Super Smash Brothers. It's not close. Like the way the attacks connect, the way that you jump, the way you recover back on a stage, it's different. It's its own thing in a sense. If anything, if I was to compare it to a game, I'm going to compare it to
Brawlhalla.
No, Brawlhalla is a good comparison, but to PlayStation All Stars, because with that game, that one revolves around two players, like being in a team. Where Smash, you can be in a team, but it's not as prevalent as being like 1v1, right? As like a fighter, like as traditional fighters, you're 1v1, you're fighting it. Where this game, you're working with your teammate to win and get the kills and stuff like that. So that adds a different layer to the game and changes it up. So that's what I like about it. I like that it's not trying to copy Smash, and it shouldn't because it'll fail miserably if it tries to copy Smash.
I think this whole thing about, I get it, Smash being the king or Smash being like the pinnacle of
platform fighters, it sets it apart from every other game. But now it's like every game that tries to kind of do something similar, or even if it tries to blatantly copy it, everyone's just comparing it to it. And I mean, Smash Brothers did not make this genre. You know what I mean? There have been games prior to Smash Brothers. They just did it the best. You know what I mean? Right.
So this is just another genre of Smash Brothers. And so I respect what they're doing with Multiversus. I think they are the closest to Smash Brothers in achieving, popularity, because all the other ones like Nickelodeon All Stars was terrible. There've been, even like Smash, what's it called?
PlayStation
All Stars was like tried, but it failed in the end. It's just, there's something about this game that makes it feel really special in a sense. And again, I'm not trying to compare it to Smash Brothers, but it does a good job of, I think what it does is the characters that they have, because they're so fleshed out, because they have a variety of attacks, because they have voice actors that portray the actual characters themselves and are the actual voice characters or the voice actors of those characters. It makes it feel like this is like they're putting a lot of love and care into this game.
So that's one thing I did like about this game, is that the voice actors actually interact with each other in a sense.
Right.
So
you mentioned that a long time ago too.
Right. Like Batman, he'll actually say, if you're fighting against Shaggy, he'll like say like, Shaggy, I'm gonna like beat your ass or something, right?
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's a cool little like detail that
they didn't have to do that.
They didn't have to do that, right? Like you don't hear Mario talking shit to Bowser during Super Smash Brothers. I'm gonna fuck you up. You know what I mean? Like,
if you take my girl one more time.
Right, exactly. Fuck it. That's what I'm saying. Is like that's cool that they added
Yeah.
a small detail like that, and it shows that they put a little bit of care into the game.
Right.
The mechanics, I'm not sold 100% on the mechanics of the game.
So you brought that up before. Do you think that's a choice that they made mechanically as far as the gameplay, or do you think that there's just something off that they haven't quite figured out yet?
I think it's just going to take a lot of tuning to make it feel right. It kind of felt like, so when you played Kingdom Hearts 3 for the first time, right, and you got to control Sora, he felt really floaty,
like
super floaty, and weird. You got used to it after a while playing the game, right? You kept playing and it was fine after a while, but that first instance, you're like, this is weird. This doesn't feel right. It's kind of how I feel about this game. And again, it's impossible not to compare it to Smash, but comparing it to Smash is tight. Everything connects. It's very precise. This game is not that. It's not precise. It's not tight. It's. I don't want to use the word clunky, but it's a little more clunkier. And yeah. So, but in a sense, I'm like, well, I know it's not Smash, so I can't really make that comparison to it.
Right. So the budget just isn't quite there, right? It's not as Smash as it is with Smash, because I mean it's a free to play game, for God's sakes, So,
but there is depth to it. There is a lot of depth to it.
Exactly. I think what really sets it apart is having the ability to add abilities to your characters, and I think that is really cool, especially when you're doing a 2-player co-op, where you are able to connect with your teammate by using different type of
abilities and stuff like
abilities that will enhance your gameplay if you guys choose the same exact ability, which is really cool. I thought that was really smart that they did that. I like, you can even buy some abilities, like in the in-game currency, and kind of just mix and match, and there's a bunch of abilities there that you can play around with.
Yeah, and I also do like that they have a mix of the different types of characters. So like they have comps in the sense, like you play Harley Quinn, she's an assassin. There's Wonder Woman, who's a tank. You have Superman, who's a tank. Now they are not going to do super well with getting people off the stage. They're not as mobile as the other champs, but they can take a lot more damage. They can even block attacks. Like I know Wonder Woman use her shield. Superman can be invincible for a second. So like little details like that is cool too, to be like, all right, well, I'm going to be a tank, you're going to be an assassin, and I'm going to try and take most of the hits, and you just try and get behind them and take them out. I think something like that adds to the gameplay a ton. There's so many different ways you can play.
Yeah, I agree. I think, again, that separates it from Smash. It kind of adds that layer of like strategic parts and value to it, where Smash doesn't have. It's kind of like a solo man kind of game if you're playing 1v1, and if you're playing with a friend, it's like you're just kind of, I mean, I guess there is some type of like gameplay mechanics that you can use to enhance your
but like style, again, if you're playing against a ranged character, there's a certain way you have to play against that character every time. Whereas this, it's like it's going to change you up depending on
more RPG style mechanics that help with your gameplay, which is great. I think that sets it apart. I think that makes it its own game, its own entity. And the fact that these characters are so well done, in my opinion, I think makes it that much more enjoyable to play, because I mean, there's a vast amount of characters. I think there's like 16 characters in this game, in the beta, that I haven't tried all of them, but they seem fun, and you can try them out if you wanted to, if you go into training mode and just try out to see which ones
before you buy them. You can just literally try out their kits, and
so that makes it nice that I like playing as Harley Quinn, I like playing as Wonder Woman, I like playing as Shaggy sometimes. Like there's so many characters that I like to play as, that it doesn't seem like I'm just gonna stick to one character,
right? For sure.
So I can't wait for this game. I'm excited to keep playing. I want to play right now, you know what I mean? Like
I
exactly.
Just really like after we record it, like after we do editing, I'm definitely gonna
for sure. Now, so we also played Stray, which is a PS5 and a PC game that PS4 is now too. I'm sorry,
PS4 they have a
PS4, thank you. You can also get that if you have a specific tier, PlayStation Extra. You can get that for free. And so we played a little bit on that. I don't know how long you played, but I played a little bit more last night, and I am fairly enjoying the game. How about you?
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed the game. I stopped to right where I got to the city, right, the main part where there's the robots and stuff like that, and
Mm.
more of a chill zone. The game's interesting. The game is definitely it's a more relaxed game. It's a relaxed game. You're just kind of like walking through. You're a cat. You're for lack of a better term, it's almost like it's a cat simulator. Like
Yeah,
that's literally what it is. You're just
yeah.
it's an adventure. You're a cat. You're walking through. You're trying to get to the end goal. You're trying to figure out what the hell's going on. You're trying to find your friends, and that's pretty much it. And I think that's amazing of like how simple the concept is. Like I don't have to use my brain. I'm just like I'm just a cat. I'm gonna walk around. I'm gonna jump on
Just
stuff.
doing
I'm
cat
gonna.
things. You know what I
That's
mean?
it.
I'm just doing cat things, trying to get back home. That's it.
Yeah, and just like the little details they put in there, like you can meow whenever you want. You can go take a nap. You can like scratch at like the tree and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think they did a good job with that.
You can knock over paint buckets,
Yep,
and
yep, yep.
you can play out, like jump on top of a piano, and like you
You
jump
can
on
jump
top
on
of a
the keyboard, which
keyboard.
was right. Yeah, that's a good
So
detail.
it does a very good job of like really feel like making you feel like you're a fucking cat, which is great. That's what people want. You know what I mean? And I feel like people that are not cat people will still enjoy this game. I'm not a cat
100%.
person, but I'm enjoying the shit out of this game because I feel like it's just a very chill vibe. The soundtrack is really good. It has like this cyberpunk kind of like jazz, but also like a lot of like different intricate like music points that makes it feel like very fun to listen to while you're like there's no audio in this game really, like there's no like voice actors or anything. It's just kind of like listen
Text,
to a soundtrack and text,
right?
but it just really enhances the gameplay because whatever you're doing based off of whatever you're doing, it just kind of like makes it feel like you're in this like really cool futuristic world.
Yeah, I think that is this game of the year? No, by any means. Is it a nice little slice of a game? 100%. Yes, this is just what it is. It's just a nice journey type game. Just pop it in, play it for an hour or two, walk around as a cat. There's some parts that are like action parts where you like have to like run away from something or do like a little bit of puzzles and stuff like that. But it's super simple, and I like the simplicity. It's a nice. I love games like that where I can just kind of like turn everything off and just be like, all right, I'm in this game. I don't have to really think that much, and I'm just gonna be a fucking cat for an hour.
Yeah, it's a super quick game. It's like 5 hours long. So I like the story. I like how the story is going. I think it's just fun. A lot of people are enjoying this game. I know there's some people that are just like, oh, I expected more with the platforming. I think the platforming, they did it right, and I think that was just a design choice. They
Right.
didn't want
It's more
you
of a guided experience. It's not. Yeah.
For those that don't know, that the platforming is more just you press X and then it's kind of like on rails, sort of like you're not actually
Right.
doing the jump yourself. It's just kind of like you press X and it jumps on top of whatever it is that you're looking at. So I'm fine with that. It's not like a true platformer, but it is considered a platformer.
It makes the experience more pleasant. It makes it less
Yeah,
frustrating for like you
exactly.
for the experience you're trying to get. So
Yeah, that's the thing. This game was trying to not be as frustrating as possible, and I think they nailed that.
Before we like stop talking about Stray, like what would you give this game out of 10 right now, even though you didn't beat it? Like
Right now, I mean, I'm probably like 2.5 hours in, maybe 3 hours in. I think I would probably give it a good 8.5. I'm enjoying
I'm
this game.
sticking right there. I'm like running around 8. I can't say anything bad. I can't say anything like it's not extraordinary, but it does what it does well. And I think anyone, if you have a PS5, go download this game. It's a good game. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I agree. Anything else you've been playing, Rob? Nothing else? You got it?
That's really it. Again, I just bought the God of War Collector's Edition for November. I'm excited to get that. I'll do another video on the podcast of the unboxing and showing you guys all the stuff in there. We're excited for that. And yeah, that's it.
Cool. Well, Rob, we're not done.
We're not done.
We're an hour into this podcast, but we're not done. We're gonna do
one
some
more part.
trivia. Let's do some trivia, baby. All right. So I'm gonna start off because I feel like my questions are kind of like I'm pretty proud of them. I feel like, you know what I mean? Okay. So let's get into them. I'm gonna start you off with. Let's start you off with this one. All right, I'm ready. How many coins do you need to unlock the Iron Giant in Multiversus?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a really good question.
These are all multiple choice except for one.
Easy. So, I'm gonna get this easy.
2,000.
Okay.
A. B. 3,000. C. 1,500. D. 4,000.
It's B. 3,000.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Final
Good
answer.
Good job.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, you got it.
Oh yeah.
That was the easy one. That was the easy one.
Okay. Next question for you. What was the name of Steam's first console? Steam Deck wasn't their first console.
Yeah. Damn it. This is
Multiple choice. There's 4.
Oh, okay.
Steam Machine, the Odin, the Steam Link, the Steam Cloud.
Steam Machine. Final answer.
You're right, sir. It is the Steam Machine. Nicely done. All right, 1 for 1.
I did my research when I was buying this thing, the Steam Deck, and that's how I found out. I'm like, oh, this is not their first time trying this out.
Not their first radio, yeah.
All right, so this is weird. You're not gonna know this answer, but I thought it was a fun one. It's multiple choice.
Okay,
yeah.
So we'll do it.
In the game Stray, the cat's real world counterpart has a popular gaming character nickname. Can you guess what that nickname is?
Okay, what's the choices?
Is it A, Commander Shepard? And just for visually, the cat looks exactly like the cat in the game. So,
okay.
Just to give you like more insight.
So it's based off a real cat in the real world.
Exactly.
Okay.
B, Pikachu. C, Cortana. Or D, the boss.
Ooh, what's this hard? I'm not going to get this. So Cortana, Commander Shepard, Pikachu, or the boss?
Mm-hmm.
Cortana.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
You're wrong. It's the boss.
Damn. So
when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
And you can hide in boxes in the game. So I don't know if that makes if that's what they were trying to do there.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
It's a cool name for a cat. I like that. The boss. Sick. Okay. So you know how we're talking about the game Stray. It's a cat simulator, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I did some research and I wanted to see like all these different types of simulator games. So I'm going to give you a list of simulator games, but you have to pick the one that's not an actual simulator game.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. So which of these games is not a real simulator game?
Okay.
Flight Simulator.
Flight Simulator, you said?
Yep. Flight Simulator.
Okay.
PC Building Simulator. Dog Walking Simulator. Or Power Washer Simulator.
Rob, I'm just too good at this. It is Dog Walking Simulator.
Nicely done, sir. Nicely done. So you are in all of those games right now. Nicely done. It's actually really hard to find a non-simulator game. There's literally simulators on everything. Everything. I had to find
simulate. Yeah.
I had to stretch for Dog Walking Simulator.
Yep. That Power Washing Simulator is fun, from what I've heard.
I heard it's a good time. Like cool. If you're just like want to chill and just like relax, you just fucking play that.
So I'm gonna bring it to let's see, which one should I pick? Okay. Name the character that travels with you in the form of a head in God of War 2018.
Do you have this? Is this multiple choice or no?
Yes.
Okay.
And sorry if I mispronounce some of these words. A, is it Werner? Rerner. B, Igni. Igni.
Okay.
C, Mimir. Mimir. Or D, Gaia. Gaia.
Easy. 3. Mimir. It's Mimir.
Okay. Damn. Okay. All right. I thought I was going a little harder on
that. No. I played. It's a fairly recent game, and I'm gonna go back into and play because obviously God of War 2. But I actually have a God of War question as well for you.
Oh, okay.
All right.
This is not multiple choice. I can feel
it. It is multiple choice.
Okay, good.
How many Greek gods did Kratos kill in God of War 3?
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
Look, these are the
answers.
Yeah. 6, 7, 8, or 10. Come on, buddy. Don't think too hard.
8.
You're wrong. He killed 7.
Oh.
Killed 7 gods. And
Damn it.
imagine killing 7 gods in one game. That's pretty crazy.
That's why I love God of War 3, man.
Yeah,
That is in my opinion, still the best God of War game. But I digress.
So I didn't count Hercules because he's kind of like a demigod. He's not really a god.
Damn, I counted him in.
Yeah. And he also killed 3 titans.
Oh, okay.
I didn't count them as gods.
That would have been harder for me. I mean, I still got the answer wrong.
This dude killed 11 people in the like.
He gave no fucks, dude. No remorse there. That was good. Right. Okay. My next question here. This one is not multiple choice, so you're fucked. You probably might get this because it's fairly recent. But what is the name of the little robot drone friend you get in Stray?
Oh damn, that's a good one. He has like a little name or something.
I can give you a hint.
Give me a hint.
I don't know if it's going to give it to you there.
Okay.
Hint, it's vitamin C.
Juicy? It's not juicy. I give up.
Definitely not juicy, but I respect it. It's B12.
B12. Okay. Mm-hmm, that's good. That was a good hint. Actually, B12. Cool. What are we on? Question number 4
this
now?
This is the last one I have.
Oh, so I have to give mine, and then I'll have one after that. Okay. Okay. Out of these video game movies, so adaptations of video games, which of these scored the highest on Rotten Tomatoes out of this list?
Oh, it's easy.
Okay. We have Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Detective Pikachu, the Angry Birds movie 2, or Resident Evil. Which one scored the highest on Rotten Tomatoes out of all those movies?
Okay, what are the answers?
Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Detective Pikachu, the Angry Birds movie 2, Resident Evil.
Sonic.
You're wrong.
Pikachu.
No, Detective you're wrong. Pikachu. You're wrong.
There's no way.
The Angry Birds
no
movie
way.
2.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
So Angry Birds movie 2 got 73%. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 got 69%. Detective Pikachu was 68%. Resident Evil 38%.
I was thinking Sonic and Detective Pikachu were like in the high 80s.
No, Rotten Tomatoes are super strict. They're weird. They're weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, that's really good for a video game movie. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Because typically they're awful.
For some reason, I thought they were high up there, but it could have been a different like news, outlet, whatever.
All right. Give me your last question, sir. Let's finish this off.
All right. Of the 16 characters available in Multiversus, how many are locked when you first play the beta? Multiple choice. Do you understand that question?
How many are locked?
How many are locked when you first play the beta?
Okay, give me that.
Not how many are unlocked.
Yeah.
So 9, 10, 11, or 12. Of the 16 characters available in Multiversus, how many are locked when you first play the beta?
11. Yeah.
Incorrect.
It's
12.
Damn, they unlock all these because you can play Shaggy at first, and that's it, right?
Basically, yeah. I think it's Shaggy. Yeah, I think it's just Shaggy. I think at first.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 12. So.
Damn.
You fucked up.
So my last question for you. Let's see. I picked a couple. Actually, I have a couple in here that I could choose from, but I'm gonna pick this one. What is the first game that Hideo Kojima worked on? It's multiple choice. So, Metal Gear Solid, Battle Brothers, Zone of the Enders, or Penguin Adventures?
What were the other weird ones? Penguin Adventures and what was the other one?
There's Metal Gear Solid, Zone of the Enders, Battle Brothers, and Penguin Adventures.
I never heard of Battle Brothers or Penguin Adventures, but I know it's one obscure answer, so I'm gonna go with Penguin Adventures.
You're right. Yep, that is the first game he worked on. Imagine that. Like that's his first game. That's crazy.
Wild. I've never heard or seen that game.
It's his first game he's ever played. Yeah. So you're made.
Yeah,
you're not gonna know.
I definitely knew it wasn't Zone of the Enders.
No.
Yeah,
I had to put
obviously.
something in there that he has not worked on like that many
No,
games.
he's just a legend. You know
He just put out like fucking 2 hits. He's like, all right,
Just
good.
hits. Yeah, he just throws out bangers.
He just hit hard. Yeah,
That's it. Well, that concludes episode 80 of the Gaming Duel podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, you guys can catch us on social media and on every Spotify, Apple, streaming service.
all the fun,
all the fun stuff there. Rob, anything to close?
No, we got a lot of fun stuff coming. Tune in tomorrow or today for KIBI Day. We're going to be on at 8:30. I think 8 o'clock, 8:30 around. We'll be on as a guest.
Eastern time.
And Eastern time, yeah. And we'll put the links in the description below where you can catch the streams and stuff like that. But go follow Samurai Kibiji, and it's going to be a good time. So I'm excited. And yeah, that's all I got.
All right, guys. Until next time. Catch you guys later.